Zachary here with my Pure Ryzeal deck profile. I got first place at a 3v3 with it. I've been playing it for a bunch of locals, and I kind of just want to go over why I chose Pure Ryzeal in this format and why I think it's a pretty good decision. So I've been playing Pure Ryzeal mostly because the increased popularity of Bystials and Bystial control decks like Bystial Fiendsmith, or even the Malice decks with a bunch like 9-10 Bystials. This deck has been pretty good into those matchups. Those cards are dead a lot of the times in their hand. You can start your X combo, you can dump Duo Drive, add Sword, attach Duo Drive, attach 2 fires. Like you never really have a Bystial in your graveyard. And you never really have a light or dark for them to Bystial your graveyard. And that's really what you want to go for. Like going first, a lot of the times the cards are just dead, and then you play a lot of high impact board breaker spells to counter them going second, or talents for going first. But yeah, I do like the Pot of Desires and Pot of Prosperity in this deck. I think this is pretty standard now. Desires is actually one of the best cards in this deck. I do think this card is very slept on in here. People don't like banishing 10, but drawing 2 is very important. This is why we play 2 cross as well. If you banish 1, it's still there. You want to draw 2 with this deck. You play a lot of multiples. A lot of the times your 10 cards are like a bunch of non-engine and like 2 or 3 engine cards. Like, it's really not that bad. 2 cross is pretty mandatory with the pots, like I said. If one gets banished, you have to play. Sometimes pots are your only starter, and you just have to activate it, draw 2 cards, and you get saved just because you play 2. Plugin's very strong. You don't have to search. Like, you don't have to dump a Ryzeal technically turn 1 or turn 0 to play Ranib, because you could add Plugin, and that's pretty strong. Plugin's a lot better to draw over the trap card. That's why I don't play Plasma Hole, or whatever it's called now, Hole Thruster. As for my hand trap lineup, I only play 6. The idea is I didn't really want to play into talents going first. Them going first, so me going second. I only play Ash because of like Fuwalos, and Ash is just so impactful versus the meta. You can do it for Metaltronus, you can do it for Fuwalos, you can do it on any important card going second, Imperm, it's the hand trap you could draw into, doesn't play into talents. It's pretty self-explanatory why Imperm's in here. It's just a broken card. Talents is very impactful in a deck like this. You need your Duo Drive to resolve, and if it doesn't, you get to look at their hand or draw 2 and extend further. This card's broken going second against a Detonator or any Ryzeal board. Yeah, it's very, very powerful. I played 3 Metaltronus over Ultimate Slayer. This card acts as like another strike. It's broken going first. You can set it and use it like a strike against the Mirror, anything Ryzeal. Against Malice, you can do it to Whitebinder or any of their links with this the Light Dragon Agnister. And yeah, this card's just very strong. You could do it to the Blue Eyes deck with Eclipse Twins on their Spirit, which doesn't come up as often because they could just chain True Light. So you gotta be wary of that, but it is an option. Yeah, this card's very impactful. Going first is a strike, going second it's a board breaker. Books are very powerful. Going first against Malice, this could just end their turn. Going first against a lot of decks, books could just end their turn. But Eclipse is more impactful now because of Blue Eyes' popularity. It could just turn off their whole board sometimes, like a lot of the times they end on double Spirit, and this just, shuts them down if they didn't already summon the Omni Negate. And this card's also good into the Fiendsmith Ryzeal board because they have Caesar and Detonator. Callby is a good going first card. Obviously, you want to stop Fuwalos. Going second is not the worst. You could stop their, like when they try to bring back Whitebinder, for example, or Whitebinder banish the Rabbit. You can call by it so they can't get the trap card. It's pretty good. And against Fiendsmith decks, you could do it to the Lacrima as well. And Strike, I'm experimenting with either Strike in the main or Fuwalos. Strike's been pretty good. A lot of the times I haven't needed Fuwalos going second because my other cards are so impactful, so high impact, that it's just not needed, like breaking their boards really isn't as hard when you have any one of these cards most of the time. So where Strike being a second, like another going second card, hasn't came up as much, but there is those games where you look at your hand going second and you have a Strike and it could just be Fula and you win. But going first, this card just overperforms. And plus when you side in going first, you get to put in 3 more solemns, and you have 6 solemns in your deck going second. It's pretty broken. And that's it for the main deck. You know, it's pretty clean 40, the same 20 engine cards, 20 non-engine. Yeah, it's very clean. On the side deck, we do 3 Lancia for Malice, and like Christians, you know, Flu if you play that, you know, broken card. I'm siding the Fuas. If I main these, this card will probably be Droll or Pirellia. I gotta respect Mermail more now, so there's that. And then there's the 3 back row hate. These cards are actually very broken right now. I side them in against Malice. I side them in against the Blue Eyes deck. You know, any rogue deck that you may play that has a lot of back row, the cards are just very broken. 3 Ultimate Slayers. I've experimented with this in the main deck over the Metaltronus, and I like Metaltronus more for going first and second. Ultimate Slayer is a blowout going second though. I do only side it in for Ryzeal matchups. I don't play any like links or fusions or whatever. I do like the versatility of my extra decks. That's why I really don't main deck this card. Or that's why I don't play Nib either, because I don't want to play Haggard Lizard or Donner. That's not that impactful, but Nib does conflict a lot with this deck, and you know, I want my X to be live when my turn begins. I have a lot of going second cards in my main deck, to where I really don't need Nib as often. But I will consider Nib going further, because decks like Mermail, Christians, and Malice, you know, are just, they keep increasing in popularity as the format goes on. So yeah. And then there's 3 Judgments, like I said, and you want to side into 6 going first cards. In other lists with hand traps, this could be cross-held. You know, there's just a lot of options. For my extra deck, I play 3 Detonator because I main deck Metaltronus. A lot of the times you'll need 2 Detonators after you Metaltronus 1 away. I play 2 Duo Drive, Standard and Pure, 2 Eclipse Standard. I play the Light Dragon Agnister. I got this idea from, I think Joshua Schmidt played it. It's a good Metaltronus target for the White Binder. At first I was playing Castell, because Castell does come up more in games, but this being a Metaltronus target is impactful, so there's that. I play Baguska. I might cut it. It doesn't come up as much anymore, because everything else is more impactful. Like, when the format first started at YCS Anaheim, this card was broken because everyone was playing Ryzeal, like everybody. And yeah, this card just is very strong against Ryzeal. You just put this up with a Detonator and a Cross, and how are they going to break your board? So, and sometimes they'll even have the Photon Blaster, Starleech Photon Blast. So yeah, but nowadays everyone's playing Ryzeal, not Ryzeal, I'm sorry, Malice, Fiendsmith cards. Like, Bagusa's just not very impactful. So yeah, I might cut it. I play Exiton. I've started cutting this card. I think Exiton's crazy. It punishes a lot of bad plays. People sometimes let 2 level 4 stick when they shouldn't, and they get punished for it. Starleech, Photon Blast, it's for the mirror, really. If I know they're playing a board breaker deck like this one, and they're playing Metaltronus books, Ultimate Slayers, you could just make this blind, the Photon Blast, because you could set this up and then a Duo Drive detach 2 off of the Photon Blast, and nothing can be targeted. And then after that, you put up your Cross Detonator. I'm playing Dagusto Emerald. I play the pots, like I said, and sometimes the games gets really grindy, where sometimes you don't have any more cross after they out one or something, and you have to recycle resources. And this card has came up. This card is very slept on. I think it's broken. Abyss Dweller, mandatory card. I played Ugaris. You use it a lot to dig. It baits out a lot of hand traps. You OTK with it. I OTK with it mostly, yeah. And Baguska, and then the Aggregator. I only play 1. I don't think 2 is necessary. Sometimes I've seen, I think Santoli played 2, I believe. I might be mistaken. And I did try 2, and it just never really came up. If you manage your resources correctly, it just hardly ever comes up. Like, some people like to send 1 on turn 1, but you know, it's really not necessary anymore. So yeah, that's my deck. It's clean 40. I've been playing it for a while. It's really nice. It feels very rewarding to win with. Anyway, thanks for watching.